The Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. 2 games in 20 days. We can only hope it's as exciting as it was on October the 12th. The weather so vastly different than it was down in Miami when it was hot and humid. It's cool today and a little bit breezy. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms, and the weather here, it certainly should be favorable here for the Jets.
Jets are glad.
Yeah.
That's right, because they got tired and hot down there in Miami. And let's see, I did a lot of work. We got the 2 best rushing offenses in the National Football League. I think we can figure out what's going to go on here today.
We're just stretching out Sanchez just before he's going to see action. Miami won the coin toss and elected to defer. They want the football to start the 3rd quarter. So Carpenter about to send it down to Justin Miller, just signed by the Jets, returning to the Jets this week, as Leon Washington had a season-ending injury last week at Oakland. And it's a good run by Miller out to the 34. He once made a Pro Bowl as a kick returner in 05 with the New York Jets. So Sanchez is coming out, try to win this one today and go into the bye at the midway point with that record, 2 games over 500. They'll begin from the 34 with a 2 tight end formation. And
go ahead.
Send Cotchery, who's been out the last 2 weeks, to the left side. And Jones is knocked down after a 1-yard run. Torbor on the hit. Torbor in for Channing Crowder just a month ago, right before that first matchup against Miami. Rex Ryan hasn't been afraid to talk about his disappointment in that loss against Miami the last time.
Set up as our only bad defensive outing of the year, so trying to make amends today.
2nd and 9, Sanchez, short toss, and it's Keller, his tight end. Double whammy out at the 39 and a gain of 4. Starting against the rookie quarterback. On 3rd down blitz, Sanchez completes it, but well short of a first, as Clowney has the catch for a gain of 3.
Couple things you saw just in that opening drive. Jets, young quarterback being careful, giving some short throws. And on the Miami side, the defense, the first 3rd down situation, what they do? They blitzed. And you do that because they want to keep Mark Sanchez in that pocket and make him look over the top and throw the football down the field into tight coverage.
So Best waits for the punt from Weatherford, who had 2 fakes against Miami in that first matchup. Best dancing around and takes it to the 20. Back in Miami. They toss it to Ronnie Brown. Sidesteps a couple of hits behind the line and gains 2. Hit by David Harris, although he was beaten on a long ball by Ted Ginn when they met before. Here's Henne with time. Now throws, goes underneath with a flag coming in. Completion to Anthony Fasano, which would have been a couple of yards short of the first, and it looks like the early indication it's against Miami. Don Carey has the call.
Pass interference. Offense. Over 80. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So Fasano pushed off before making the grab. Fasano has had a case of the fumbles this year and drops. There's Coach Sperano. In fact, this Miami team last week, really some unforgivable mistakes. Sperano Monday set the team down and put up on the board.
Yeah, in the second half, 17 he called factor plays where penalties, big-time mental mistakes, and of course like fumbles and interceptions too.
Instead of 3rd and 1, it's 2nd and 18. Back to Fasano, and he's ridden out by Calvin Pace. It'll be 3rd and long. 3rd and about 12.
Here's an interesting part of the game that both teams talked about, and they agree. Rex Ryan says, you get in 3rd and long. He just laughs and goes, good luck. And Dan Henning, offensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins, he said if we get in 3rd and long, he just said, oh man, bless us, because it's really tough against the Jets. Rex Ryan just believes, send more guys than you can block, and if you run the football, big deal. You'll get 5 yards, then we'll tackle you.
We'll see what Henning sends in on 3rd and 12. They go for the long ball to Hartline, and he was open. Overthrown. He had a step on Donald Strickland.
They had what they wanted. Just like I said, you're going to blitz. What does it do? Well, on the outside, it gives you an opportunity right down the middle of the field. You have Hartline and Chad Henne making that first road start. 2nd-year player, a little energized, throws it about 3 yards too far.
Fields. There was pressure, and he is hit, and there's going to be a flag. Here it comes. So this is coming back, even though Leonard's returning it. It was Larry Izzo who hit the punter on 4th and 12.
Running into the kicker.
This is a 5-yard penalty.
Trying to look at the field position to determine, do you tack the 5 yards on where the football stopped?
Running into the kicker. Number 53. Defense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Sperano wants to give Fields another one.
Yeah, that's what he says. We can just kick it better. Larry Izzo, number 53. He was looking at the official going, oh, I was blocked into the punter. Nope, free run right to him. Just decides too late if he can get the block or not.
So another one for Brandon Fields. John Denny to snap it back. Better snap this time. Kick bouncing to the 27. It's a 51-yard punt, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 35. Here's a look at what the Jets have done comparatively here to recent great performances on the ground. Since the AFL was founded back in 1960, only one team has rushed for more yards in a 2-game span, and that was that Rams team of 73. So second possession coming up for New York, and they go to Thomas Jones, who works the middle out to about the 39. Give him 3. Joey Porter on the tackle.
They immediately go, that's where I'm going to, they cut back, and that's how their running game, one of the reasons why the running game's working so well.
They go 9 on the line, and Jones finds a hole for a first down. A run of 10 yards. Just how rare were those 300-yard rushing performances? They had 2 in their first 764 career games.
You're talking about being outnumbered. The New York Jets are outnumbered up front. The Miami Dolphins actually have 2 backup safeties in there now to help stop against the run, and still they just take it up inside. They get the defensive line moving. Nice little cutback by Jones, and a good game.
And that's the first down of this game for either side. Now going up top, Sanchez, and that pass wide of Dustin Keller. But the Jets the last 2 weeks, more rushing yards than 10 teams have in the entire season.
Yeah, it's really incredible. You know, Jim, and I believe it, of course they have a very good offensive line. But when you talk about running the football, it's something you just got to, Brian Schottenheimer, the offensive coordinator, it's a mentality, and you got to talk about it. You got to be tough in the offseason, lifting weights and running, and you got to suffer through the bad times. And the Jets just keep working at it, and they're one of the best in the NFL.
Second down and 10. Thomas Jones stuffed. Impressive hit by Randy Starks for no gain. Thomas Jones with a 200-yard performance against Buffalo, over 100 last week. There were 318 Buffalo, 316 against Oakland.
And you know, you and I talked about it. We said a little bit about it in the opening today. And what a way to break in a rookie quarterback, to take the pressure off of him and just know that your defense is capable of playing very well. You're going to run the football. It slows the game down. And now your rookie quarterback can be much more conservative in his approach and his decision-making as he throws the football down the field.
Yeah, but here he faces 3rd and 10. He goes with the short toss to Tony Richardson, and the Dolphins allow 1 first down and then force another punt. That's only good for a yard.
Pretty evident already in the gym, as you can see, the Miami Dolphins, they want to pressure this New York Jets offense, and especially the passing game.
Weatherford's first punt went 47 yards. And this is a good one. Inside of the 10, it bounces at the 6 and settles quietly. Jim Nance back with the Incredible Hulk. Phil Simms, that would be. Hope you had a happy Halloween as we begin November football here. Gave away a little candy last night, did you?
Absolutely.
Ricky Williams is in the backfield for Miami.
I spoil him.
Start at the 10. Patiently able to find just a small crease and picks up 3.
Chris Jenkins, you mentioned him, such a tremendous force inside of their defense. He's not there anymore. Can the Jets defensive run front stop the running game?
Ricky Williams, not this time. Sione Buha drops him for a yard loss. Giants and Jets playing at the same time for only the second time in 20 some odd years. Ted Ginn has come in. He's at the bottom of your screen. 3rd down and 8. Penny's looking for him, and it's over his head.
I don't know if I'd look that way. When I get one-on-one coverage down the field, if I was Chad Henne, I would look right. Because when you go to this left side, Revis, look at this. He gauges the break of Ted Ginn, and if the football is thrown on target, he's going to go underneath and get the interception.
So 2 straight 3-and-outs for the Fish. This is a big booming punt. All the way back to the 24 to pick it up. Gets past a couple of hits. 3rd series coming up for Sanchez and the Jets, who've managed 1 first down so far. Robert Turner lined up on the right side. He's eligible as a receiver as Edwards shifts to the right. Here comes the flea flicker. Sanchez well protected and airing it out, but no one there. They had double coverage down the field on Braylon Edwards. So the Dolphins were not fooled. They had Vontae Davis back deep along with Jabril Wilson.
Yeah, they were back to begin with, and this is a running formation. I would say be alert for trying to lull them to sleep. In other words, short passes so far by Mark Sanchez, and then they were absolutely in a running formation, and 2 guys are back. They're all over Braylon Edwards.
Sean Green has come in for the Jets. There was movement. Philip Merling of Miami moved across, but was he drawn off?
Looked like he moved, and that made, I think it was Alan Faneca, come up out of his stance.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Should be 2nd down, actually. 2nd and 5.
It is. Burley to the right of your screen, 97. And a good job by Alan Faneca. Go ahead and reach up and get the penalty throw. You know when they're in that neutral zone.
So Sean Green, the rookie out of Iowa, they took in the 3rd round, who they thought really had 1st-round potential. And he showed it last week in the game against the Raiders. Here he is with his first carry today. And tried the breakaway from Langford, but ridden down after a gain of 3. All right. Little Halloween treat there. Thank you, James. 3rd and short. And Sanchez goes for it up top and gets it. Dustin Keller with the grab, and good for 6 at midfield. First down.
Well, good formation, good movement, respecting the Miami run defense, which is the 4th in the NFL, 4th best at stopping the run. And you just call this is like a run. This is the New York Jets, and these short passes are an extension of the running game, and you do that. Ryan Schottenheimer likes to move people, change formations, and when you do that, it makes it easy for your quarterback to get those short throws.
And Keller and Matt Roth exchange words after that. Roth with a hit. 2nd hit on Keller. Here's the run for a yard by Sean Green.
Sure, you know, he's got to experience situations, a little bit of weather, which he did against Buffalo here, and what you do as a quarterback in this league, you learn what I can do and what I can't do.
2nd and 9, and that's Keller twisting away for another first. Spun away from Reggie Torbor, the former Giant, and then Nate Jones finished him off, but a gain 11.
And I think the biggest thing too is we talk about Mark Sanchez, just learning and understanding the NFL, your team, and how to say the phrase, which sometimes I hate, manage the game, and understand, wow, we got a good running game. Our defense is pretty good. There's no need for me to take those chances.
I never thought I'd hear you say that.
It hurts.
I've heard so many off-the-air references to how much you despise managing the game.
When they call quarterbacks, they're just nothing but game managers. I hate that phrase.
Okay. First down from the 39, and Green collects 3 more. It had high praise for the rookie.
Sean Green, all you got to do, it's like quarterbacks. You judge sometimes how they throw the football, their arm. And in running backs, all you got to do is look at their legs sometimes. And Sean Green, even in these short runs he's had, he falls forward.
It's Hatchery with the football on the end around, and the Dolphins held their ground on that side and contain him. Just a 1-yard run. Sean Smith, the first to get to him.
And, another good running back. So they weren't worried about trying to get Sean Green into the games. You worry about young running backs. Can they pick up blitzes, protect your quarterback?
Danny Woodhead in as an extra receiver. Sanchez is hit on the throw. The corner blitz, and Sanchez is hurt. That was Jabril Wilson, actually, the safety coming up. Look at Sanchez get up and try to run off the field.
Looks like he had the air knocked out him. On the outside, 28, Jabril Wilson. Boy, he flushes Mark Sanchez. It just hits him solid and square, very close to being helmet to helmet, too. Good job of hanging in there by Mark Sanchez.
Here we go.
You wonder if Sanchez didn't get shaken up here, if they may have thought about going for it from the 35-yard line. Or the other option would have been about a 53-yard field goal. Instead, Weatherford with the punt. Pooches it down to the 12. Won the men's, Tulu the women's marathon, and here we go with the Dolphins. With Henning down the middle and over the head. Fasano had a play on it. Rivas was in the area defending.
Well, they spread the field trying to get some easy throws, or maybe more importantly to get their guys down the field against big linebackers. But wow, such a tight window to throw into. And Rivas, who's covering the outside receiver, reads the quarterback, comes off and goes on the inside receiver.
Henning out. They're going to go to the Wildcat. Dolphins have not even reached their own 25, and this is the 3rd time they've had the football. Their drive starting at the 20, the 10, and their own 13.
Field position in 2 running teams, of course, very important.
And hands it off as Ronnie Brown to Ricky Williams. It's good for only a yard.
To me, when I watched this, Calvin Pace, 97, talked about this Wildcat offense, and he goes, you just got to see the pace of it. Nice job from the outside in. That's what you want to do against it. Squeeze it down and just try to suffocate it. But practicing it, they got a good view of it the last time they played a few weeks ago. So I think when they prepared this week, they were more in tune on how to defend the Wildcat offense.
Henny is back in, but he's lined up as receiver at the top of your screen. Snap coming to Brown on 3rd and 9. Looking to throw, and the ball is tipped and knocked down by Drew Coleman. I thought it was interesting. You asked Ronnie Brown yesterday, how many practice throws do you make during the week? Just in case, you want to limber up the arm. And he said a total of 4 to 5 passes the whole week in practice. That's it.
Well, he didn't want to think about it. That's what it was. So just to be natural and just to let it go. So you can tell 2 plays, Jets ready for the Wildcats so far.
So still no first down for Miami, a team that scored over 30 each of its last 3 games. Another beautiful boomer by Fields and Leonard. And they had that wild 4th quarter down in Miami with 5 lead changes, but today Miami can't move it in the first. Total of 11 yards now. The Jets, for the 4th straight time, start at either their own 34 or 35. And it's Thomas Jones with a quick burst out to the 42. Good for 7. Well, they lose Leon Washington last week. Just a horrific broken leg injury. Out for the season. And it gave Sean Green the chance to come in here. But what do the Jets lose without Leon?
Well, they lose that extra dimension, the playmaker, the guy that can catch short passes and screenplays, Jim, and make big plays. That's the biggest thing.
And 2nd and 3. They have Jones for a loss. And he fights for that first down, and they're going to give it to him on the spot. He got away from Randy Starks.
Doesn't change anything, even though we lost Chris Jenkins and Leon Washington. Standards are high.
And first down, Jones. Adele able to stop him after 3.
And can you kind of see it? The Jets, the mentality, our offensive line, it's just, you know, we're just tougher, we're physical, we're coming at you. And Thomas Jones, you know, I don't think anybody's ever just said, wow, he's a power runner, but it is full speed ahead. And when you play a game like this, full speed ahead, getting that extra yard or so is big.
The team has 37 yards on the ground in this first quarter as we're coming to the closing seconds. Sanchez goes for the long ball. There's a flag down at the 35-yard line. Looks like it might be illegal contact. Vontae Davis on the coverage of Braylon Edwards.
Illegal contact. Defense, number 21. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's called on the first-round pick out of Illinois, Vontae Davis. Will Allen again on injured reserve after being injured a week ago, and there's the contact past the 5-yard mark.
Well, what it is, the old arm bar, not once, not twice, but 3 times he sticks it out there. Got to pay the toll sometimes to get by. But Vontae Davis, the first-round draft pick, has the speed. Tony Sperano last night just talking about him. He goes, he's got good instincts, excellent tackler, and even when you fool him, he has the speed to make it up and outrun the football while it's in the air.
Gives the Jets the first down at the Miami 46, and Jones collapses after a gain of about 2. The second quarter about to commence with the Jets at the Miami 45. Play action fake. Sanchez rifles it to Edwards, and he's down at the 20. A gain of 25, working on the rookie Sean Smith.
Braylon Edwards getting a fresh start here with the New York Jets. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, so the defense is looking at that bunch to the one side. But the threat to run the football keeps the defense near the line of scrimmage. And then Braylon Edwards, you saw the space that he had between the linebackers and the safety.
Thomas Jones weaving. Somehow finding 5 yards out of very little room.
I got to say this, Jim. We were at practice on Friday just watching it, you know, what y'all guys do. And we all turned and looked at each other, and I go, I've never been to a Friday practice. That's where teams rehearse what they're going to do during the game and what they think their opponent's going to do. I'm not exaggerating. It was 80% run, so I said, this could be a really, really fast game today, which the first quarter was.
Took about 37 minutes to play that first quarter as the Jets toss it to Sean Green. And the rookie picks up the first down. A goal-to-go situation coming up for New York. Dustin Keller and Tony Richardson kind of locked down that side. Tony Richardson, 49, does an excellent job leading it. Dustin Keller gets inside, and then down the field you got DeBrickashaw Ferguson. That's an excellent job. And Ben Hartstock's tight end also, double tight end. That kind of tells you they want to run the football. They bring in reinforcement on that line with Robert
75.
Turner and Wayne Hunter.
78-75, eligible.
How about this?
Gonna run it. Thomas Jones. He gallops to the 5.
That was their version of we got 4 tight ends and 5 linemen. That's what it was, basically.
The second time they've done that. They had a 10-yard gain in the first quarter out of this formation.
Well, look, you got 3 on this side, tight end on that side, 1 running back and 1 quarterback. So 9 people basically in there to block the run. Nice kick out by Alan Faneca. That'll tell you what they're all about.
Kochery shifting back around on 2nd and goal.
Excellent.
Sanchez over the head of Edwards.
Oh, he should have. Well, it's always a delicate balance when you run the football a lot. Can you keep your quarterback and your passing game in rhythm? It is tough. And as an offensive coordinator and play caller, and especially as a quarterback, you just got to learn to deal with it, knowing you're going to do this a lot. 3rd and 4 or 5, and then, oh, pick it up for us so we can keep it going.
It's 3rd and goal. This is the 10th play of the drive.
Changing the protection because he knows it's a blitz by the Dolphins.
Here they come. Sanchez unloads, and he's almost picked. Oh, boy. Sean Smith saw it. The rookie from Utah was ready to take off 100 yards.
Well, first off, excellent job by Mark Sanchez getting protected and changing the formation of his offense so he can throw the football outside. But Smith, nice read, knowing it's probably going to be a quick throw because his defense is blitzing, and he misses it. He was expecting Braylon Edwards to go out to the outside too.
So Jay Feely, former Dolphin, 23-yard attempt straight away. Clemens on the hold, right down the middle.
I love arguing, so it works out well.
You do it well.
Yes, I do. You got to go with your strength in life, man. That's one of mine.
Boy, Lance Barrow and Mike Arnold just chimed in with that. They said
something that quick.
Comes down again at the 2-yard line, and he's going to try that right corner. Long way to run. Only takes it out to the 24. Look at Feely. Well, the Dolphins have run only 9 plays so far. They have not picked up a first down in 3 series. Now out on the field for the 4th time. And he fakes and gets it over to Janos, and they have a first down near the 40. Their backup tight end with the catch and a gain of 14, bumped out by Bart Scott.
Yeah, let's don't forget, you know, Chad Henne, 2nd-year quarterback. You got to get his confidence going too. So give him some easy throws, and what better way to do it when, if you're a Dolphins quarterback, fake a run. But it gets tough to throw the football sometimes, I think, for this Miami offense, or to run it even at times, because they put the Jets, everybody at the line of scrimmage, and they almost dare you to try to throw it down the field with these wide receivers.
On first down from the 40, Henne waiting, and he's going to be sacked back at the 32. That's Marcus Douglas decking him, and a loss of 8.
Just an excellent job by this Jets defensive line. Watch them. They form a wall across, so it's one line. Nobody's really up the field to give the quarterback an avenue to see where he can look down the field and make the decision, and there's nowhere to step up. So when you drift to the sidelines, nowhere to go. Look down the field. Where do you throw it? Nowhere. Running back late, coming to the right. That wasn't part of the play for Chad Henne.
That's the first sack they've had against Miami this year. Now, Henne with a little screen to Ricky Williams. Good piece of running here by Ricky, and he's in jet territory inside the 40 and out of bounds at the 37 with a late flag thrown in.
I think it was a clip by Ted Ginn. Really uncalled for. Another good call. Passing situation. Defense is aggressive. Take advantage of it.
A 28-yard pass play that is going to be compromised, it appears, on a Ted Ginn clip. The Jets all pointing that it's against Miami.
There is no foul for a block in the back.
Okay.
The player was knocked into the back of the receiver, of the other player.
That will bring some relief for Ginn, who has just been making a lot of mistakes.
So what they're saying is the player was blocked into hitting him in the back, but nice screen. You saw the defenders up the field, and look at the offensive lineman getting outside and making the blocks.
Oh, I saw that. He got bumped and then lost control as he lost his balance, so you can't flag him for that. First down Miami from the Jets 39.
Good job by Justin Smiley.
And Henne. Oh, that was dangerous. Rivas dove for it, looking for Janos or Ronnie Brown. They both were in the area.
Well, I think it was to Ronnie Brown. I'm not sure, just a guess. But sometimes, and you heard me last night, I was a little careful how I said it. As I talked to Tony Sperano, I just go, the Wildcat. Do you think that sometimes, I know it's had moderate success, a little overblown, no question, but do you think it takes away from your offense overall? And he says no.
Ronnie Brown up the middle. Shakes off a hit. No. Holding on there was Sean Ellis. And it's only a 3-yard game. We haven't seen that much of the Wildcat here today because they have not been able to get the engines going.
Well, you know, Jim, a couple things. The last time they played, it was really a perfect game for this Dolphins offense. They know they can't live up to that last game. Dan Henning says there's no way. The Jet defense is too good, too unpredictable.
They'll go shotgun from the 36.
Look at this. They're all coming.
Have to get to the 29 for a first.
2 backs in the backfield expecting blitz.
Here they come after Henning. Harris gets hold of him and doesn't let go at the 48.
You know, you got to laugh almost. I mean, it makes me smile. Everybody knows it. Both coaches talk about it. The Jets do. The Dolphins, that's all they talk about. What do you, and look at it. It is stormed the fort.
Boy, there was just no chance. Henny trying to find some freedom and instead loses 15. The Jets defense with 2 sacks on that series. A Jets defense that did not have a sack nor force a takeaway in the first matchup. As Fields forces the fair catch. It's a good boot again by Fields, who's had quite a first half. Jim Nantz and Bill Sims back at Giants Stadium on a cloudy day. Temperature at about 55 degrees and light breezes. And first down, Thomas Jones. And that's a quick 10-yard pickup by the 10-year man out of Virginia.
That's almost exactly what we showed when we were talking about the game, the philosophy. Watch everybody move to the right. And as soon as the defender goes to the ground, what good eyes, good vision by Thomas Jones, and cuts it back. That's the idea of those zone blocking plays. Get it moving, and when somebody overreacts, gets out of the space, or gets knocked to the ground, the running back's got to find that hole and go.
Jets, the #1 rushing team, with 64 yards now. Most of it coming from Jones. That last run actually good for 11. Not going to get much this time. Only a yard.
You went to school down in Houston. I guess you did a little bull riding.
They have those mechanical bulls. You know,
you got on one?
Oh, sure.
I would have. You sure? Is there video?
There's some video. I'll bring it to you next week.
I'd love to see that.
Second down and 9.
He must have been screaming.
Urban Cowboy. Remember, here's Sanchez to Keller. Nicely wrapped up in a hurry by Nate Jones.
Well, good job by the defense, but also I really like what the Jets are doing on offense. I know it's everybody goes, wow, how can you like it? It's conservative and all that. Hey, they're leading 3-0. They're trying to win the war, not just a quick battle here. And it's just setting the tempo, the pacing of the game. They're being physical up front, and Mark Sanchez being very careful so far with the football.
He faces 3rd and long. Needs to get to the 29. He'll go from the gun. Pocket sealed, pass short. Looking for Cotchery.
Yep, might have had him, but you know, Jim, it's not about dropping back and him throwing the football all the time. So it makes these types of throws a little tougher, and he holds on to it, and that little bit of holding on to it, that little apprehension makes him pull the football down. That's why he missed it.
Weatherford. This one not traveling too far. Best has to move up to the 45. And he's punished right away. Oh, what a night it was. Who did you go as last night?
Oh, when it's me. That's
Boomer Esiason?
Yeah. Yes, I wanted to be handsome.
You get that all the time.
Yes, I do. It's okay.
From the 45 now, Henny with Brown in the backfield, straight drop back. And he goes with the underneath option. And Ronnie Brown for 2 yards. Of course, Henny had the best, though, as far as that quarterback rating statistic. What did Rex Ryan say? We made him look like an all-pro.
Made him look like an all-pro. It's really, it's been eating at the Jets ever since that game.
There's the toss to Ronnie Brown. It's clogged up at first, and he backs in for another yard, maybe 2. No, let's give him no gain.
And you know, you and I talk about it, quarterback rating, you know, we can get, I don't even want to get into that whole story, but it does tell you sometimes about your defense. So when you keep the quarterback rating down, means you're probably pressuring the quarterback, you're sacking him, making him get rid of it before he's ready, so the numbers are not good and the rating is low.
Now, last year, Henne was on the sidelines when the Dolphins played here, week 17. He remembers it being quite boisterous, very hostile is what he told us. And again, this marks his first road start.
3rd and long again.
Pass over the head of Janos.
You know what it is? It's 3rd and long. You got a young quarterback. You're uncertain what the defense is going to do. Chad Henne looking that way the whole time, but it's frantic. You're trying to be careful. So there's the tight end. If you throw it a line drive behind him, it might be complete, but you're so uncertain. That's why the throw was off target.
This guy Fields has had quite a first half. Can he do it again? Sends a spiral down this time, going toward the end zone. In fact, it's halfway deep. Not what they were looking for. Just a net of 33 yards. Bring the Jets out to the 20. 5:26 to go in the first half. And ball tipped and almost caught on the rebound, if you will, by Braylon Edwards. We've had 10 first downs in this half and a grand total of 9 punts.
That's an excellent job when you can't get to the quarterback. Philip Merling, especially read the drop, stop, get those hands up.
Porter and Taylor both out on this snap. Matt Roth in on 2nd down and 10. Sean Green. And that's Merling jumping on top of that pile along with Roth. And it's a gain of 4.
You know, Jim, we talked about it and how things have really changed for the Jets. The way they're managing their football team, what they're asking the quarterback to do. And this is where you got to learn, and you just know. I don't know when it comes to you. It goes in and out through your career. But it's 3-0. Your defense is playing great. You don't even try to fit it into small windows as a quarterback. You play ultra conservative.
It's 3rd and 6. And a sack by the Dolphins this time. It's Jabril Wilson. He's quite proud of himself, isn't he?
Well, sacking the quarterback's a big thing. Twice today, he has come off from the outside. That time he comes inside, so it's a little bit of a change-up. And it's a good look, good disguise, and the Jets do not have enough guys to pick up the blitz. Dolphins showing they can get it on 3rd and long. They can blitz the quarterback too.
Weatherford called on again for the game's 10th punt. Best steps up to the 45, and Miami is going to begin this next drive from the Jets side of the field. So the Dolphin defense with that big sack by Jabril Wilson. From the 45, Henne steps up and hits Ricky Williams for a first down at the Jets 32. Gain of 13.
Well, how about that? First time today, really, that Chad Henne, and you don't see it clearly, you don't like it, moves up in the pocket, and then just gets instinctive and throws on the run to Ricky Williams. Nice throw to the outside against Lowry.
We talked about this being a road start, hostile environment, all of that for Henne. Well, don't forget, he was a 4-year starter at Michigan.
Yeah.
So he certainly has played in some big buildings. He talked about some of those 100,000 fans he faced on the road. As you see Ricky Williams, or make it Ronnie Brown in the Wildcat, ready to run it up the middle. And Miami has its deepest penetration to the New York 31. Henne will come back out there. I thought it was interesting when you talked to Henne about what it was like seeing guys like Matt Ryan and Joe Flacco last year, guys out of his class, getting a chance to star as rookies while he sat behind Chad Pennington.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's still on the sideline.
Well, he's out there for a while, and he's going to come back out. They'll stay Wildcat.
Of course, there's a lot of emotions that go through your head in a situation like that. He expected to be a first-round pick. Wasn't. So it's a little upsetting when you see the other guys out there playing and having success.
Back-to-back Wildcat formations. Ricky Williams coming around. They're going to go left instead and looking for a throw. Ronnie Brown is dropped back at the 40. They have read that same action twice. Remember the one down near the goal line where Drew Coleman was in on him a hurry? This time it's Jim Leonard.
Well, this is one of the, to me, the big negatives about the Wildcat. When it goes to the outside like this and you stretch it out, it loses big yards. And they're trying to throw it down the field, but the Jets do a nice job of coming off blocks and finding receivers. And Fasano was trying to, it was like a flea flickered away. Jets weren't fooled.
So now they have to call back Henne on 3rd and 17. Fasano trying to get in the field goal range at the very least, and he's out of bounds at the 30. So they'll have a chance to tie the game anyway just before the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, excellent call right there. Get in field goal range. And if you were just out of it, you might even think about going forward on 4th down. Calvin Pace goes up the field, creates just a little bit of a throwing lane to Fasano, and a good job knowing the situation that every yard counts on a long field goal into a slight breeze.
It's a 48-yard try for Carpenter. Dan Carpenter beat out Jay Feely for the place-kicking duties in 2008 at Miami. Feely now with the Jets has already kicked a field goal. This would be Carpenter's longest of the season. From 48 yards, Carpenter, good-looking boot, and the game is tied at 3. 1:55 to go in the half. Miami and the Jets, who had 6 lead changes overall when they met 20 days ago, and a wild one. This one a little different story. Still played tightly though. Esperano salutes his kicker, Joey Porter.
That's right. The fight is on. No, the fight's been on, but now.
Sanchez with 50 yards passing so far. Justin Miller will be returning the kick, again signed this week, the former Jet. And started the season with the Raiders. It's a short kick that actually is going out of bounds. What a mistake that is. That gives the Jets a chance to start now from the 40-yard line.
Kick out of bounds. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 40-yard line. 1st down.
So what do you make of this action? Is this kind of the way you thought it would be here today?
Yeah, I think when you look at both teams, they make no bones about it. We want to try to run the football. And when you don't have turnovers, the opportunity to score is just not there. And it's tough for both quarterbacks because of the pressure on them and the fact that it's just not like they get in the rhythm where you're going to throw a lot, where you can start seeing things better down the field and make those different kind of throws where you really stick it in to some tight spots.
Ball's loose on the ground. Still kicked out to the 45 and recovered by the Jets. Now inside of 2 minutes.
Good call.
Where can they can't advance.
Oh no, it's a muff. So it stays where it's at.
Okay.
It is a muff. So when it's muffed, if it goes forward, it does not go back.
It was Keller who recovered it for the Jets. And Sanchez. That one looked like it slipped right out of his hands.
I've been waiting for that rule for 10 years when it came about. But I always think of it as the quarterback pitching to the running back who doesn't gain possession of it. A backward pass that's fumbled forward. You mark it where it either goes out of bounds or it's recovered.
Here's the fumble. It was actually a perfect snap by Mangold.
Trying to see the coverage. Never got possession. That's why the football and it's kicked around. And the Jets, even though it's inside 2 minutes, can cover it and pick up 6 yards.
Just that quickly. It's 3rd and 5.
That was a good no throw by Mark Sanchez, though.
Both teams with all the timeouts. Sanchez to Clowney, who's short of the first. He needed 5. He got 4. Joey Porter applied the pressure on Sanchez.
Well, what you do here, let's see, Rex Ryan's going to wait.
We're back out of the timeout by Miami. You like the timeout?
Like it. Make the Jets keep playing the game. If you don't call the timeout, they run the clock down. Then it's not such a big, it's an easier decision to make on 4th down if they do that.
Big, high, spiraling kick, but he angled it. He'll run up that sideline and mark it where? Still trotting to the 15, still going. Call it the 16. That's where he saw it.
They're going to spread it out and fire it down the field?
Well, they've got 3 receivers in here, partner.
Well, I think you spread it out and maybe run the football and just see if you can get the 2-minute drill going.
They have not had a single reception so far by a wide receiver. And instead, they go run with Ronnie Brown down at the 19. Sean Ellis wraps him up.
But you understand when the ball is near midfield at the end of the first half, if you're on the defensive side, you've got to pay attention to the clock and make sure if the other team goes for it and misses it, you make them pay by having the time to do something with it. So that's why, just going back to your point, that's why I thought it was a good timeout by Tony Sperano.
Ronnie Brown only 9 yards on 5 carries today with 35 seconds. Brown gets another rush attempt. That's Jim Leonard meeting him at the 21.
Well, this
timeout called by the Jets this time. Well, the Jets using the timeout.
Excellent. Should have used it at the first down too. If they'd have called a first down after the first play, sorry didn't get on top of it, then you force the Miami Dolphins really to run the ball to make you use your timeouts.
On 3rd and 5, quick throw over to Bess. Trying to make the move and the stiff arm, and he's near a first, and there is a flag. He collides with Dwight Lowry.
That was a good call too. Safe. Nothing can go wrong, and give yourself a chance to pick up the first down.
Face mask on the Jets, and that's the first time Miami has converted on 3rd down today. Plus, it's the first catch by a wide receiver.
Look inside. Lowry puts that hand on the face. Tony Sperano.
And he calls for the face mask.
I love it. His actions, he doesn't try to be Mr. Calm on the sideline. He lives and dies with his football team.
Now they can do something with 2 timeouts in 24 seconds.
Yes. 42-yard line.
A little play action and good time. And Fasano unable to reel it in.
Just shows you when a quarterback unsure, being really careful down the field that time. Devon Bess, he comes down the sideline, he comes here. Easy for me to see up here, but look at the hole inside. But a little impatient, worried about the pass rush, and why not? When you've been dropping back, you've been getting hit. So why do you think this play would be different?
"18 seconds. Can they give Carpenter a chance? Can they pick up big yardage? Work in the middle of the field. Best drops it.
Really came back almost with the same play to the other side. And Devon Bess, we talk about the wide receivers for the Dolphins. It's just not the strength of their football team, but the one thing he can do, he can catch it from Hawaii. That's why he made the team last year.
The kicker thinking that might have gotten us a little bit closer. They still would have needed another completion down the field, more yardage. That was only going to get to about the 45 of the Jets. Bess, and nothing there. Douglas, Bart Scott, they're all in on that. They lost a yard. Interesting options here with 4 seconds to go. I thought they might just heave one down the field. 4 seconds. Instead, they're going to punt it, where, of course, you risk the block punt.
Well, they're going to think about it, and I know they've worked on this situation. We even did it when I played for the Giants with Bill Parcells, and I'm sure Tony Sperano's going to do the same thing.
Yeah, I saw Henney just put on a helmet.
Can you drop back? I think most teams practice this during training camp. Drop back and make sure everybody's blocking. Send one guy down the field and throw it high and far and out of bounds.
So the punt unit comes back off the field.
Boy, good job, Jim. You were saying it during the commercial. Why punt it? And I was going, well.
Remember, they had one time where Izzo was in pretty quickly on fields. It drew a
unblocked,
running
right
into the punter, but you just don't want to risk a block punt here before the half when you have a chance. Just go ahead and heave it and clock run out on an incompletion anyway.
A lot of A lot of good situational football in this first half by the Miami Dolphins. Just things that we never pay attention to and don't give credit.
Kerry Rhodes dropping back to the 25. No one in sight at the moment. Last line of defense. Henning, it's a wobbler looking for Camarillo, and the half is over. They play to a 3-3 draw.
Team can kind of manage them and give them a chance to have a little success, or who makes the big mistakes going to be the difference in the game.
And a reminder, this game brought to you in high definition here on CBS. We saw the two quarterbacks bouncing around. They didn't post big numbers in that first half, either one of them. Sanchez threw for 54 yards. Henne for 80.
Well, if it wasn't for screens, I don't know how many they would have hit, period.
Kicks a couple yards deep. And it's Ginn with his long strides, and he's knocked back. Again, it's Feely. He's been on 2 hits on his 2 kicks. Ginn saying, I've seen enough of this guy.
Kickers in this league, they're tough guys. They got to go down there and make tackles too.
He's made 2 good ones. Henne drills it. Fasano didn't seem to reach out for that one. The pass didn't appear to be too far off target. Leonard on the coverage.
Just an interesting way of coming out in the second half. Putting Henne in the shotgun, faking a little bit of the wildcat look as Ricky Williams comes across the formation. But the coverage tight, the window small. Chad Henne puts it on target. Drop.
And Dan Henning sends in another play. He has had 2 different stints as a Jets assistant coach, as Dan Henning, including 1976 under Lou Holtz here. Ricky Williams. Bouha on the tackle after a gain of 3.
How about that? I said, well, I'm going to go by what I see today. And I was really questioning, can the Jets hold up inside and stop the running game? I had some questions because last week they gave up some big runs, I thought, to the Oakland Raiders at times. But Bouha inside, everybody, they have done a tremendous job to this point.
Again, doing so without Chris Jenkins, lost for the season. 3rd down and 7. And it's Ellis getting the sack this time and rolls around in delight.
I said this earlier, just staying in front of the quarterback, Sean Ellis, number 92. Coming in and just beats. Oh boy, good job. Just comes through, and what he does, he just goes right by Donald Thomas, the 2nd-year guy from Connecticut.
Jets have 4 sacks on the game. Fields to Leonard at the 37, who was a prolific punt returner at Wisconsin. And he comes into a whole wave of bodies at the 48. Tie ball game, 3rd quarter. Jets have it for the first time out of the locker room. After a 3 and out for Miami, and again the Miami defense playing aggressively.
He's pumping that fist and getting right into it with his players.
2nd down and 11. And Jones again. And again the Dolphins are not budging. Andy Starks, one of those in on the hit, along with Solii.
Penetration. That's what it is. You had the last 2 plays. Randy Starks the first time just getting in the backfield, and once that happens, breaks up the run blocking by the offense. Hard to get good yards in the run game.
Both of these teams, as you see, relying on the rush more than the pass on the season. The top 2 rushing teams in the league. Dolphin defense wasn't set, and they take advantage. New York gets the first down with Thomas Jones. Looked like a mix-up on the Miami side.
How about that? 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, and a quick snap the Dolphins, and they're not ready. Look at them standing up. They're not even down. They're playing pass. They got 3 down linemen. Excellent job. That's something you talk about at halftime.
Paul Pasqualoni, the former Syracuse head coach and defensive coordinator. His team giving up 11 yards on that rush. And they move the sticks to the 39 of Miami. Jones. Solii. Grabs a hold of him after a gain of 2.
Yeah, it looked like a youth football formation out there. Just everybody's inside the hashes for the New York Jets. Taking all guesswork out of it completely. Let's see, we have that formation. We can run. Oh no, we can run. Well, that's all you can really do. Look at this. When you go over and watch the 4th graders play, that's what they do. Everybody gets in there and they just kind of come together and see how many yards they get.
2nd down and 8. Talking about youth football as Jones is held to only a yard. Coach Ryan has a son that plays here locally.
Yeah, Seth, that's his son, yes.
Over in
Ryan never played with his hand not on the ground, so it's a proud moment for the family.
3rd and 7. They need to break one here. No, they're going to go for the pass. Sanchez. Oh, almost caught by Keller. Jeremiah Bell exchanging words.
Yeah, good throw that time by Mark Sanchez, but the fighting for position, and Keller didn't have his left arm free to get it around the football, make the catch. Good protection. Watch the throw. See the left arm. It comes in too late because he's trying to hold off Jeremiah Bell.
Look, they're bringing out Feely for a 55-yard attempt.
Wind always blows towards the goalpost that Feely is kicking to.
And if a miss here would give the ball to Miami in great position. Feely, though, drills it. And it's good. 55 yards. Feely, what a game he's having here. He's kicked off twice and made the tackle each time on Ted Ginn. And not just a tackle, I'm talking tackles with aggression. And he's just tied his career-long 55-yard field goal.
Yeah. I really believe it helped, those tackles helped him make the kick. I really do. It made him feel positive. He's part of the game. He's doing some good stuff. Nobody expects you to make the 55-yarder either.
Low driving kick. Again, out at the goal line. Get some room this time across the 40. Still going. This time no one's going to get him. Ted Ginn. Touchdown Miami. 100 yards. No flag.
That'll make a lot of people feel better about Ted Ginn, but this is what he is. He's an exceptional, in my eyes, return guy because of this. Give him a little window. How about outrunning 1, 2 defenders who have the angle, who should make the tackle, but Ted Ginn, one of those guys that can open it up, show you that so-called extra gear, and outrun you to make that touchdown.
Boy, did that come at a good time for him after a dreadful performance a week ago. Ted Ginn with his first NFL kick return for a touchdown. He ended his college career at Ohio State in the Fiesta Bowl with a kickoff return for a touchdown on the opening kick and was injured at the end of it, if you'll remember.
Yep.
This is his first one in the NFL, and he gives Miami the lead. Miller, a little slow to grasp hold of it, and he is out to the 29. The 25-yard run back. 3 Jets had a play on him.
Yeah, a couple things that come out. First off, watch the kicker, Jay Feely. We bragged about him making the tackles, but he gets caught down inside too. Woodhead gets beat to the outside. Wallace misses the angle. And then Strickland doesn't quite have the angle, but not able to make that last step up.
So the Jets now trail for the first time in this game, and they take over at the 28. Sanchez to Keller, makes the grab and is touched down by Sean Smith, but it's good for 11 and a first.
Yeah, that's something, you know. First off, good job by Keller getting open, but when you get open like this, the quarterback and receiver, you got to put it right on him. He's got to catch it in stride so you can take advantage of the extra yards. That's something the Jets have not been doing the last few weeks.
Jones working hard that time for 5 yards. Sidestepped a couple of hits that could have resulted in no gain down at Miami. And 2nd down and 5 for the Jets. And a good forceful hit by Soliai holds him to 2.
As I watch this unfold here too, I know when this is over, whichever team loses, well, we were too conservative. Well, you know, you got to be what you are. When you're a run team, it's always going to look like you're too conservative, unless it's the Oakland Raiders last week, where you're ripping off 20-yard runs every other play.
3rd and 3, and that's a first down grab by Jericho Cotchery, back after missing 2 games with a hamstring. That's good for 5 and a first, and on to the Miami side of the field.
Yeah, Cotchery against Sean Smith. Nice job. Good. One thing that Mark Sanchez does very well, he throws well on the run. And that is Joey Porter tries to get inside, expecting a drop back pass, but the rollout doesn't matter if he beats his guy inside. Let him go.
That was Cotchery's first catch. Sean Green in the backfield now. A fake to the rookie from Iowa, and Sanchez throws over the head of Cotchery. He is pushed to the ground by Randy Starks after the throw.
You said that name a few times, haven't you? Randy Starks. I was kind of watching him in there last time they played, and I go, well, he's not getting involved as much as I usually see him, but he's making up for it today. It's amazing, isn't it? The NFL, a couple weeks ago they play. I think this game's exciting, but it was up and down the field, big plays, exciting stuff. Look how much you can change in 20 days.
2nd down and 10. Green. Soliai forces the fumble. Jason Taylor has it. He's taken off. Jason Taylor to the 20. Keller chasing after him. He won't get to him. Touchdown, Miami. Another return touchdown for the Dolphins. Soliai stripped it away, and Taylor scooped it up and took it the rest of the way.
How about that? We're seeing this defensive line of the Dolphins. We talked about it, the penetration the last series. They're getting in the backfield. Oh, that's just a good job. It's Soliai just hits him, and he just grabs and rakes the football out. And Sean Green's got to learn. In the NFL, these are bigger, stronger. Don't give up as quick as some of those college guys did.
His 9th career touchdown. Jason Taylor back as a Dolphin after a year away with the Redskins.
Taylor walked in, it was just out, he said, boy, look, you could tell he's gained some weight.
Right.
Because he goes, yeah, I'm getting a little older, trying to protect myself. And here's what struck me with him yesterday. He's glad to be back. He loves the culture of what's being created in Miami.
That's Green going back with the same running play where he fumbled the last time, this time for no gain. But Taylor talking about playing now on that strong side as Torbor makes the hit.
Yeah, that's the other reason.
He felt like he needed to bulk up a little bit, but I think he got a little too high, then he brought it back down a little bit.
That's right.
But he's been through a lot of different eras there in Miami, and you were curious how long he could go. Already 13 years in a very distinguished career.
No problems, and he doesn't see the end in sight. That's him. Hey, you just got to play well enough to make them keep wanting you.
And a flag.
Let me just say this too. It's movement by the Jets.
Brandon Moore.
False start. Offense. Number 65. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
6:50 to go. 3rd quarter. 17-6. And they're not going to. But of course you don't panic. You stay with the same game plan, and you just keep trying to out-hit the Miami Dolphins. Make the game. Don't gamble or get out of what you originally designed to do, because that's when you're going to make a mistake and end the game.
2nd and 15. Sanchez, look out. Oh, almost intercepted. Went right through the hands of Aiken Adele, and Jason Ferguson was in on the quarterback as he threw it.
Defensive line for the Miami Dolphins are just taking turns. 95, Jason Ferguson. Well, that was a nice. It looked like he was on Alan Faneca and just gets around him. Yes. Good first move off the line of scrimmage. The ball is snapped, gets the angle, and getting in the way of the quarterback. throws that go off target and decisions that are not clear, and that's what leads to mistakes.
Have to get all the way out to the 43 for a first. On third down, Sanchez. Clowney. Nate Jones. And it's 3 and out for the Jets.
Well, the Jets here, a good punt. And what you do, you play this game like it was the whole first half. Try to pin Miami back and tell your defense to go out there and stop them in 3 plays, and you'll be back in business around midfield.
Weatherford.
Bad punt.
Best fair catch at the 25. He fumbled it. Ball's out. Jets have it inside the 30, they think.
White ball. White ball. White ball.
Jets football. Just like that, something that has menaced Miami all year. They fumble the football just when they were getting all the momentum, the 11-point lead, and a chance to have possession.
Fair catch. Does he take his eyes? Why would you take your eyes off the football after your fair catch? And
you're not worried about a hit there.
Yeah, watch. See if he takes them off. Yes, just at the last second. Well, maybe he wasn't. He was closing eyes, so I'm not going to condemn him. I think I'm wrong once I see it again.
Jamal Westerman of the Jets with the recovery. And New York set up at the 29. Thomas Jones. Wow. Boy, he jolted out of bounds by Vontae Davis, a run of 3.
Well, we heard Tony Sperano say, the rookie, the corner, he's a really good tackler.
Tremendous tackler is what he called him.
Yeah, no kidding. Watch this. Thomas Jones. He's not faint of heart. I keep waiting for the Jets in that, I don't know what to call that formation, to somehow fake it and see if they can sneak somebody down the field. The large people formation.
Sanchez throws to Edwards, spinning, caught a knee touchdown, and they do rule him down at the 16.
That was a nice play. Nice thought process by the Jets. Definitely a running formation. Look at that lane for Mark Sanchez. Able to get the football to, without question, your most dynamic guy to the outside, Braylon Edwards.
Picks up 10 yards and watch the knee.
He's hit. Knee goes down.
Yep.
Good call, no question.
Told us he's loving it being in New York. Everything is positive, he said. Braylon Edwards talking to him on Friday. First down, up the middle. And Jones to the 12. Devon Bess with
best hands on the team.
Yep.
Big drop pass at the end of the first half and that punt.
I'm going to hold on to that football.
You know, I really, Jim, I swear, it becomes like an epidemic. It's incredible how once certain things start happening, especially dropping passes or fumbling, it just catches on. You start thinking about it.
That's what's been happening this season with Miami. Plus, they've had a hard time getting to the fourth quarter. They've allowed the most points in the league in the fourth. Sanchez to Keller. And Keller's down at the 1. Ridden down by Jabril Wilson. Gain of 12.
What a turn of events. Another good job by the Jets. It's a blitz by the Dolphins. Get rid of it quick, and since you're blitzing, there's nobody in front of Mark Sanchez or Keller.
Sanchez thought Keller was going to score.
I don't blame him. Quarterbacks love those touchdown passes.
They bring Richardson in as the fullback. Jones is the tailback on first and goal. Sanchez still has it. He's going in with no one near him.
Nobody knows you yet. Look at everybody in the pile.
Well, Philip Merlin thinks there's a fumble. He was signaling the other way. The lineman, defensive lineman for Miami. Sanchez comes over and says, by the way, guys, I've already scored.
That's about how it looked Friday in practice. And these are things you can do with a nice, good young quarterback who has excellent feet and is mobile enough to keep the football every once in a while.
You don't see a quarterback with that kind of spike very often, do you?
Last week it was the dunk over the crossbars.
They're going for 2.
Well, it's a field goal kind of game, and I would not go for 2, because if the Jets or if the Dolphins, when they kick a field goal, if you miss it here, you'll have to do it again.
So going spread.
Well, now they'll kick it.
Full start. Offense, number 84, 5-yard penalty. Try.
I always believe you don't make that 2-point try until you can figure out the possessions and certain numbers where you do it. I don't care what that card says. That card doesn't have on the time of the game and how the game is being managed by both teams.
Well, after no touchdowns in the first half, Phil, we've had 3 in the last 6 minutes.
Mistakes, that's how we got them.
Good job by Kellen Clemens getting it down. It's good. Some slick ball handling by Mark Sanchez. And he's got 3 rush touchdowns in a season. First Jet quarterback to do that since Richard Todd back in 1980. Again, sidestepping a couple of hits. Still going. Look out. Needs 1 block. 1 block and he's gone. Well, he's got 1 man to beat Strickland.
Oh, yeah,
no chance. Back to back. Ted Ginn. This time 101 yards.
And again, Donald Strickland is back, and he cannot, even though he's the same, he cannot catch him. He definitely, one more time, Jim, had the angle on Ted Ginn, but wow, when he gets in the open space straight ahead.
Unbelievable. How about the 2 times he just kind of stepped to the side of a hit?
I'm getting ready to yell, protect the ball. Watch how he gets it away from his body.
Got away from Larry Izzo that time.
And here we go. You called it right. Look out. Woodhead, no chance. Here comes Donald Strickland.
I thought Strickland might get him here, had the angle, but he just outruns him.
You're talking about a defensive back in the NFL with an angle that can't get to Ted Ginn.
Carpenter extra point. Miami has run 3 offensive plays in the 3rd quarter, and the Dolphins have scored 3 touchdowns. 2 kick returns and a fumble return. Ted Ginn Jr. out of Cleveland, Ohio, electrifying this Miami team.
Shoot, it's like watching Chicago a few years ago with Devin Hester.
Not only had 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown in the game, he's done it in the quarter.
Well, had to fight for his wide receiver job this week. Lost it. Maybe that extra energy that he saved by not doing all those repetitions in practice.
Remember, they didn't start him today.
That's right.
Toronto set him down to send him a message. They started Hartline instead.
Well, he got the message, and it just, again, we don't talk about it enough. Special teams in the NFL and return guys, if they're special and really good 2 or 3 times a year, they give you a chance to win the game on special teams.
Miller from the 5 to the 25. And that's it. Chris Clemens, who threw a big block on that last kick return, this time makes the tackle. He was the last guy down the field to make the block.
Izzo misses. Oh, look at that. 2 side-to-side misses. Larry Izzo the first one, and then Woodhead not outside. Ryan Fowler, another linebacker that missed him.
Chad Henne.
Hey, he doesn't care. He said, man, as long as we win, I don't care if I don't complete a pass.
Hey, we haven't picked up a first down in this quarter, he's saying. And we put up 21 points.
Yeah, the offense is really putting some points on the board. Yes, we're doing great.
Sanchez has to step way up, and Cotchery has it with an open field. It's Clemens waiting for him. Cut back middle, Cotchery. And they're down to the Miami 22-yard line. That goes for 53 yards. Vontae Davis was trying to guard him.
Yeah, just a terrible rookie mistake. Goes in front. You got to know the situation, the game, where you're at on the field. And if you just go and let him catch it and tackle him, no big deal. Not even a first down. No chance of making the interception.
That 53-yard play equals Sanchez's longest pass play this rookie season. And Thomas Jones takes it inside the 20.
Mike Westhoff going over where you're supposed to be on the field, trying to make sure what's the key on a kickoff team? To spread the field equally, everybody stay in their lane, don't overcommit, and when it comes to you, make the tackle.
Westhoff, one of the best, just a legend around this league. Special teams coach. Sanchez. Edwards has it and trying to back in, and they give him the touchdown. Braylon Edwards fights for it and gets it. What an effort. With Dolphins draped all over him.
What a game.
Hey, the Monday night game just broke out all over again.
Yeah, that's right. Jets going to go for 2 again.
You still don't like it, huh? 24-19. Still too early, you think?
I wouldn't. The Dolphins offense is not shown. So you think if they do move the ball, it's probably going to result in only a field goal. So if they don't make it 27-19, you'll be trying again.
Timeout called by the Jets.
But it's not, look, it's not a, to me, either decision you make is correct too right now. But Sean, it's on the coverage. Smith never finds the ball, never turns around. Mark Sanchez just trying to throw it in there before the defender turns.
Hey, Keller helped out, didn't he? Watch this.
Usually it's back shoulder. This was front shoulder.
Clemens has a hold. Smith pulling it back. Here comes Clemens. Or Keller.
Pushes him in there.
Yeah, here's Clemens, who had made a couple of plays, a block and a tackle on special teams.
That is, you know, that whistle didn't blow. That's a good job by Braylon Edwards, putting both arms around it. And you got to almost teach your guys in training camp and in practice now. They tell these officials, let the play finish.
And we'll fight for the football all the way until the very end.
Yeah, you and I are seeing that more and more, that they're giving them time to rip that football out, which is what they should do.
So they go for the 2 to try to bring it within a field goal.
Well, if it's a quarterback draw, it shouldn't work. It looks like they got enough guys inside to stop it.
Davis pulls it down with the pick. They were going for Braylon Edwards.
How about that? Vontae Davis, that was extremely well played. Got the receiver outside, turned to the inside, found the football, and just bodied out the receiver to stop the 2-point conversion. How about that throw and catch?
Smith and Clemens, and then Keller comes in. Watch the ball at the end here as Smith is wrestling for it. I mean, actually, Smith ends up on the ground with it.
It's close. But it looks like he gets past the plane before it does come loose.
I agree.
You know, the Dolphins don't want another one of those, Jim. Not after New Orleans.
Well,
We're sorry.
were really the beneficiaries of a bad break last week on that Sharper pick. And then the challenge in the replay. Talk about a game changer. That's what that was last week. But Edwards with the touchdown. They fail on the 2.
What, did he kick it out of bounds here? I know this. There'll be some Jet kickoff coverage guys. They're going to come down and not be quite as aggressive this time for sure.
All right, he's tied the record for 2 in a game. Maybe he'll go for the record, a standalone record. We've had 5 touchdowns in this game in the last 8.5 minutes, after we didn't have any in the first half. Then they send it right back down to Ginn. Works middle, going to that outside again, and Feely one of those in on the hit, along with Izzo. It was a good return. Not quite what we've been accustomed to seeing, and the crowd roars because they finally got him down.
There you go.
28-yard run back across the 30. It goes. Only the 4th snap of the second half for the Dolphins. And Ronnie Brown will run for 4.
This Dolphin offense, they got to say, wow, can we get involved in this action a little? Special teams, the Jet offense making plays. Miami defense making plays. Got to find a way always on the offensive side. Once you get a first down or two, somebody make a big play. It just gives you confidence, the players, the play caller, and puts doubt in the defense.
2nd and 6, going middle. And that's Lusaka Polite, the fullback. And he is tackled after 3 yards gain. 3rd and 2 on the way in the final half minute of the 3rd quarter. Three yards total offense in the quarter with 3 touchdowns.
I'd let the quarter go out. I wouldn't even have ran this play.
2 kick returns, a fumble return, and a snap here on 3rd and 2. Inside of 10 seconds, roll out, throw, Bess holds on, and the Dolphins have a first down.
Well designed, nicely done. They stack the receivers so Devon Bess doesn't get hit at the line of scrimmage, and they're just trying to pick up enough yards with first down. See, you can't get up tight. Devon Bess just enough space. Good throw.
What a quarter. That's it. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms here for this AFC East rivalry game. 2 offensive touchdowns overall. And Henny unable to get away in time. Ellis again in on it along with Howard Green.
Sean Ellis, he's having a terrific day too. Here he comes, just keeps fighting forward. What a good job. He sees the reverse, the fake, doesn't go for it, and keeps going towards the quarterback. And there was nothing open down the field. All Chad Henne was going to get out of it was a short completion.
It was the 5th sack of the game for the Jets. 2nd and 17. Henne, and a good toss to Camarillo. Gets him close enough to make it about a 3rd and 3.
Yeah,
maybe 2.
Nice play call. Jets again had big people in there. They're just gonna squeeze it. And Chad Henne got this loose arm. Watch, just stays nice and limber. Pretty good technique, right on target. And that's one thing you do with a young quarterback, really with this offense. You got to move the quarterback around. If he keeps dropping straight back, they can't be successful at a high rate. Got a little wildcat here.
It's Ronnie Brown ready to take the snap on 3rd and 2. As the first, and a whole lot more spins down to the 33.
That's where I like it. I don't know, but when I see this team, the Dolphins, get in this formation with Ronnie Brown, and he talked about it, Jim, because he's so deep, 7 yards, 6, 7 yards back there, it makes him a much more patient runner. And how about that? It was blocked awful. Then look at David Harris is unblocked. But you're talking about an all-pro running back who's completely recovered from the surgery of 2 years ago. He's healthy, strong, and what a pair of feet made David Harris miss right in the hole.
And go with it again. Ricky Williams, who's had a quiet day. They fake to him, and Ronnie Brown this time hit at the line of scrimmage. Give him a yard. Bart Scott.
Let's go back to the Wildcat. Ronnie Brown, 2nd pick of the draft. Ricky Williams, the 7th pick of the draft. And they're both healthy. Even if you don't block it, giving them that extra time, they make something out of nothing a lot of times.
Third straight play out of it. And again, Brown keeps. And for the second straight time, the Jets clog the middle. No gain.
Jets have not even been, they're not even close to being full today. Just one good run by Ronnie Brown. And look at this. Look at all the guys. We got 5 across. We got 9 people sitting up there ready to squeeze the run. Attack it from the outside. Make sure you don't lose containment and then just squeeze it down. The Jets have done a terrific job of that today.
Third and 10. Henney back under center. Ricky Williams, big hole, and Williams has the first.
How about that? Took a page right out of the Jets. Everybody's thinking pass. Who digs in for the run? Nobody. In fact, some of the defenders are looking at receivers and not even paying attention. Boy, Jake Grove, good job inside. Vernon Carey gets a little kick out. Excellent play call. Playing smart. If it doesn't work, you kick a field goal.
For 11 yards. Over to Best. He loses the football. I believe he's ruled down on the field.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you can see, even if he's ruled down, if that football comes loose, you can replay it.
Rivas last to get up, and the Jets would love to see what this looked like. Best, who's already fumbled once in this game, and they get the snap away in time. And Williams has the first down.
Wow, what a run.
A 7-yard run for Ricky Williams.
That was just lean forward, and Ricky Williams was being a running back, just going, you know, I don't care. I'm going to do the hitting.
So the Dolphins race back to the line of scrimmage before the Jets could even get the chance to challenge it, and they keep moving on now into a 1st and goal situation at the 9. Kept it for 6.5 minutes. Ronnie Brown backs up a yard.
Oh, it's got. Even Jim, you know, let's go back to that fumble. It doesn't matter, you know, all the ruling down and all that, but you got to see clearly who recovered, and there were so many people that jumped on it. I don't know if you could have reviewed it anyway.
They brought in the rookie Pat White now into the Dolphin huddle. The rookie quarterback from West Virginia.
My guess was this week if he came in, he would throw one.
First action of the day.
Jets are back.
Ronnie Brown with flags.
Men. Defense.
Oh boy.
5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
The Pat White Wildcat probably was a different defense. That's how they got the extra guy in there. That's probably 1, 2, 12. Don't say anything that I can count that high, Jim. The number now, so I know you were thinking. But just bringing Pat White in with a different package might have been enough to confuse the New York Jets. That's why they got caught with 12 people on the field.
White back to the sideline. Henney returns. We move inside of 9 minutes. Henney to Janos.
Oh, throw.
Touchdown Miami.
I knew they were going to quick snap. They were trying to get up there quick. Snap it before the defense could react. That was a tough, excellent drive by the Dolphins. Ran it on 3rd and long. Another tough situation. They moved the quarterback outside, got a big completion. And of course, that play call by Dan Henning to get the touchdown. Now you go for 2. Well,
I'm not sure why you do.
yeah, no, good point.
I don't think you do here.
I'm rethinking.
No, if you fail it here, the Jets can still tie it up with a touchdown or 2 and a field goal. I don't get this.
Kick the extra point, make them score 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's Henne. The math doesn't add up. Well, would you have imagined with a 3-3 halftime score that this game would break out now to 30-19? Miami had gone 3 games in a row hitting 30 points. First time for the Dolphins with that since 1991. Now they've done it 4 games in a row, tying a franchise record from back in '87. Three yards deep. Miller. Clemens trying to come off a block. And there's Vontae Davis sliding over to drag him down. Jim Nance, Phil Simms back here in the 4th quarter at the Meadowlands, and the Jets trailing at 30-19. Flag thrown in. Thomas Jones takes it for 6 yards.
Holding. Defense, number 96. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Key moment on that Miami drive was the fact, did Best fumble or did he not? And they ran a play before the Jets had a chance to see it.
Yeah, such a big play. It looks like it comes out there, but as you've watched, is his knee down before it comes out? No, I think it's a fumble. Then the big question is, can you tell who recovers it? And what happens is, why the Jets were probably smart in not challenging it, Jim, you never can tell who recovers the football.
Sanchez throws the screen to Jones. Jones breaks a tackle, and he's out at the Miami 40. Now, Miami in the 4th quarter, it's been a disaster this year, including last week against New Orleans. They gave up 22 in the 4th to the Saints. This is after a year ago they gave up only 62 on the whole season in the 4th, which was best in the league.
Well, look at that screen. 3 linemen out in front, and really they didn't know what to do. Nobody was around.
It's a 28-yard pass play.
Big plays by the Jets offense.
And Sean Green. Bulls ahead for maybe 2. Hard-fought performance there, JB, by the 49ers, but the Colts finally overtake them in the 4th.
Always know if the running back is right-handed or left-handed.
2nd and 8. Sanchez to Edwards. Sean Smith, Jabril Wilson bring him down. Gain of 20.
Yeah, Braylon Edwards. He talked about both of these rookie corners, and he said, Sean Smith, oh, that is exactly what he said would happen. He'll play my outside shoulder. I'll go down the field and look for him to try to throw a few balls to the inside. And good example, good throw. Good job by Mark Sanchez hanging in the pocket.
And he's hit his last 7 throws. That's Jones. Straight ahead for 3.
Randy Starks. My gosh. Solely on Starks.
They got some men up front on that team. Soliai had forced that fumble that got returned by Taylor for a touchdown. Merling, just a 2nd-year player.
Jim, both teams very respectful for the team they're playing this week, of just the like you said, the men and the strength up front.
2nd and 7. Sanchez. Oh, the ball's caught for a touchdown. Scoops it up, does Dustin Keller for the touchdown. And now they will go for 2 and try to take advantage of a mistake in the arithmetic on the Miami side.
Dustin Keller down the field. This is such a tough job. You got Bell, Jeremiah Bell one-on-one, and it's a 3-way go. Right, left, or stop for Dustin Keller. Nice throw to the outside. How about that catch?
You see here, he crosses the plane right there.
Absolutely. Touchdown.
7 touchdowns in the last 19 minutes of game action. Wallace Wright in motion. Sanchez looking for a second option. Throws it. Wright has it. And he's got the 2. But there is a flag. Hold on a minute. Seldom used Wallace Wright on offense. He's a special teamer.
Illegal shift. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Attempt to try.
Oh, that's a big one. And this is, again, crucial, too, in many ways for the Jets to try to get within a field goal.
Well, I'm looking at the play, Jim, and I don't know what they did wrong. It looks like they got the formation right. The only thing that comes up, did he move before they got set? So there wasn't a 1-second pause before Wright went in motion.
They'll go for the 2 again. This time from the 7, they'll snap it. Ball fired, incomplete. Oh, was that penalty a big one? Well, you said at halftime maybe this thing will open up a little bit. I didn't know you meant to this degree.
No, you know, really, Jim, I thought the opposite. I thought both teams might actually pull back and just see if they can make a play with their defense or whatever and let the other team crack first. Miami is having a hard time slowing down this Jets offense. I know that.
Ginn steps up. By the left side this time. And falls at the 26. 24-yard run back. Ricky Williams holds on to that football, try to get 2 hands around it. Ricky Williams play with Jimmy Rollins down there in Class A. 2nd and 9, and you toss it to Ricky. And again, he's belted after only a 2-yard pickup.
You know that question I said, I'm going to go by what I see. I've seen enough. This Jets defensive line, especially inside, they have answered that call about missing Chris Jenkins today.
Boy, this crowd is really ramped up, trying to get one more stop, get the ball back to Sanchez. A Miami defense that had a hard time all season stopping anyone in the 4th quarter.
Expecting blitz, 2 backs in the backfield, and they're going to get it.
Penny rolling out, in trouble, and down at the 19. Bert Scott.
What really ruined the play was the pressure to the front side. Watch as they get here. It makes Chad Henne take such an angle that even if somebody's open, he's not going to be able to throw it to him. And reversing the field, no chance.
Not just a sack, but a loss of 15, which should set up the Jets at a good starting point after the punt from Fields. Leonard moves up for it at the 40. And tumbles at the 45. 46-yard punt. Well, the AFC East, one final already in. The Bills beaten up by Ryan Moats and the Houston Texans to drop to 3-5. The Jets at 4-3. Patriots on a bye, watching this one. Miami at 2-4, and really a crucial game on the Dolphins side too, as Sanchez buys time with the play action. Now will run with it and dive down at the 49. You know, the Dolphins at 2-4, they've won both of their division games so far, one against the Jets, one against the Bills. But they had 2 of the worst losses you've seen all season long in the league. The last 3 Jet possessions, they have not been stopped. They had a game against Indianapolis with an unheard of time of possession advantage and lost. And then last week blowing 21-point lead against New Orleans.
The difference in this league when it's on the line, who wins?
And they step up this time. Sanchez pulled in by Kachuri.
What a kiss.
At the 39 of Miami. Over the outstretched arm of Jason Taylor. His pass had to go. He got the separation from Sean Smith.
To get possession before he gets out of bounds. Looks like he does, both feet down.
Sanchez has hit his last 9 passes.
No pressure on the quarterback. Joey Porter, Jason Taylor, nothing from the outside.
Sanchez floats it, incomplete. Looking for Braylon Edwards.
The initial coverage inside is good. I don't know if that was a move or Braylon Edwards just decides to make it a move down the field. I know the crowd reacts. I do not think it was pass interference. But the defensive tackles, DeBrickashaw Ferguson has done an excellent job to Mark Sanchez's left today. Pass protecting and run blocking.
It's 2nd and 10 at 2:52. And go back to the run, and Thomas Jones breaks a big one.
Nice call. You got upfield pressure. Look at that lane, and oh boy, Damian Woody. Another good block. No resistance at all. Good cut by Thomas Jones.
New set of downs at the 28. Jones a yard away from another 100 yards. Now back him up 1. Stepping up is Torbor.
Yep. Well, you said at the beginning of the game, I think somewhere on camera, Mark Sanchez all week would get in the huddle and practice and go 5 and 3.
Timeout called by Miami.
Excellent timeout by Miami. With the Miami Dolphins, you go, oh, we'll stop them. You got to manage the game and protect, and that's why they called the timeout. Just in case the Jets score, they'll try to at least give themselves a chance or give them some time to come back and answer that score. I think really a lot of little minor things that the Miami Dolphins, the coaching staff, has done today extremely well. Looking at situations and handling them, except maybe the one we disagreed on, Jim, was going for 2.
Tony Sperano, he used to come here as a kid to watch the Giants play from his Connecticut home. On a 2nd down and 10. Looking middle of the field, and the pass wide of a wide open Dustin Keller.
Well, what he got, I can't tell. Is he trying to hook up, but Chris Clemens is on the coverage and he slows down. Yeah, that's what it was. And so it's not as open as we think. Mark Sanchez throws it across the field, but it looks like Dustin Keller is absolutely sure he's supposed to hook up. The underneath coverage was in the way. Mark Sanchez threw it to the open hole.
It's 3rd and 10. Sanchez is getting the time. The Dolphins are not putting any pressure on him at all. That's the case again. He goes underneath. What a hit. Was that a catch? No, they ruled it incomplete. Going for Kachuri. And again, it's Vontae Davis, a vicious hitter. Now 4th down.
Well, they got the whole package in this Vontae Davis. Well, that's why he was a 1st-round draft pick. Made a mistake going for an interception, but how about that? Now that time, keeping that left arm free, hitting through the receiver, knocked the football out.
All right. Will that Dolphins defense make a play to possibly seal it?
No blitz.
Will the Jets keep on going? Play action. Sanchez again, all kinds of time. Backpedaling, lofting. Pass is caught. There was a flag anyway. Dustin Keller over Reggie Torbor for 16 yards. And we've reached the 2-minute warning.
pass interference. Defense, number 53. That penalty is declined.
If you saw Houston advance to 5-3, win over Buffalo and getting some bonus coverage here. What a second half this has been. This was a 3-3 game at halftime.
Jim, right here, still 2 timeouts for both teams, but especially Miami. And I would say the Dolphins defense, don't forget the run.
First down from the 12. Here is the run with Thomas Jones. Good for 4.
And the Dolphins, so many times in the first half, getting pressure on Mark Sanchez, getting none here in the second half.
And Miami trying to save some time in case they have to, in fact, answer to the Jets here.
Well, we talked, I just said about the pressure on Mark Sanchez. Here it is, 4th down. You know, a lot of times you get all-out blitzes. Look at the space Sanchez has. Then he backpedals, the best move of all, and Torbor never looking at the football, and that's why Mark Sanchez throws it right over the top. That was a terrific play, and boy, I don't want to say a season changer if they score here, but it's pretty big for both teams.
Keller's 8th catch, which ties a career high. Sanchez over 200 yards in this half, but 9 yards to go.
Well, if you're the Dolphins, if you're going to blitz, doesn't look like here they are this time, but send them all if you're going to.
Sanchez looks, holds on to it. He's brought down by Randy Starks. A timeout called again by Miami as the signal.
Luke Sperano sprint down the sideline to get it done. Nobody open on the play, and this is close. Who falls off? Is that Randy Starks? Once again. Was there anybody open? He was looking up. It's a good design by the Jets. Nothing there when he looks. Dolphins had it walled off, playing pass coverage all the way.
Nate Jones, Philip Merling enter the Miami huddle. Joey Porter comes out along with Kendall Langford. 3rd and 6 from the 8. Sanchez looks right, and he is walloped back at the 16. Again, it's Randy Starks.
What a day by Randy Starks.
It's too late for that, Brett. You be as mad as you want. It's too late.
That backs them up 7, and 4th down on the way. They already hit one crucial 4th down. They need 13 to pick up the first. Timeout called by the Jets as Starks gets the sack.
How about that? And he made it happen quick. Comes around the inside. It's just amazing to be that big and just bends down and keeps the path going straight to the quarterback. Kind of lowered that right shoulder. Good pass rushers, able to bend and keep moving.
The Jets have been the best in the league this season on 4th down. Both sides of the ball. They have not allowed a 4th down conversion by the opponent in 7 tries, but more importantly in this case, they're 8 for 10 on the season on 4th down. Now remember, they can pick up the first at the 2.
I would say the big thing, talked about it so many times, the defensive line. I don't think the Dolphins will blitz here. They'll play it safe. The defensive line, do not give him an angle or a hole to step up into. So everybody stay at that same level. Make him look over you to make the throw.
They got Edwards to the right. Contry in a slot right.
Well, they got 3 down linemen coming.
4th down from the 15. Sanchez. All kinds of time again, all the way back to the 30. Now flings it in zone, and it's incomplete. The Dolphins defense makes a stand at last.
That is some job by the Dolphin defense. Nobody gets penetration, but all the defenders looked up wide receivers and stayed in front of them. As you look down the field, covered and stays with him. Covered to the inside. There's Jericho Cotchery. He's covered. There's a defender on him.
Another part of that is Sanchez dropped back so far that by the time you throw it from the 30, the defense has time to react on the throw.
It's a good point, too. But by dropping back, he was hoping one of his guys would stop, break free, and you get a wide open throw.
Chad Henne will win his first road start.
What did he say? I love going on the road. I like it when they hate me. Well, you're going to love being an NFL quarterback.
It's a kid who was a fullback, really, until about the 9th grade.
Through an option pass. How about that story? Through an option pass in the 8th grade, the high school coach saw him and said, come here. Took him to the gym from then on and said, you're going to be a quarterback. And say it worked out pretty well.
From the same high school, Wyomissing High School over in Pennsylvania, that produced Kerry Collins. His father was a high school coach. Father Sheldon, who's here today. His father's now a welder in the Philadelphia shipyard. Commutes an hour each way every day. Here to watch his son come up with a big W.
Well, it's really just an effort all around. A lot of ways to win in the NFL. You talk about Mark Sanchez, too. He played terrific today. And I look at Chad Henne. What did he tell us, too? He comes in on Tuesdays. This week, so whoever the Dolphins are playing the previous week, Chad Pennington works on that team and gives Chad Henne the scouting reports on Tuesday. That is some relationship, some teamwork.
It's typical of Chad Pennington. He could not say enough about how much Pennington has helped him get ready for this very occasion to be a starter in the league. So that'll do it. The Dolphins will go to 3-4 on the year, including 3-0 inside the division. They sweep the Jets.
49 second-half points between these two teams.
They sweep the Jets. They make it 3 in a row overall against New York. Jets go into the bye at 4-4. Miami will head to New England next Sunday, a game many of you will see on a doubleheader day on CBS in the early window. We'll be back here for the Chargers and the Giants late next Sunday. But two incredible games between Miami and the Jets this year, and Miami wins them both.